Hello viewers. Buckle up for an eye-opening journey into the heart of India's agricultural upheaval. Picture this, farmers demanding more than just crops. They're demanding justice, specifically, the legalization of minimum support price, MSP. This isn't just any protest. It's a battleground of ideas and economic ideologies. Some claim that if the government yields to this demand, it could potentially cost the nation trillions and crumble the economy. Join us as we dissect the intricacies of MSP, separate fact from fiction, and unveil the profound impact this farmers' uprising could have on India's economic landscape. MSP, minimum support price, and its importance. MSP, simply put, is the price at which the government promises to purchase crops from farmers to ensure them a minimum income for their produce. Think of it as a safety net, shielding farmers from market volatility and exploitation by ensuring they receive a fair price for their hard work. This is crucial, especially when you consider that agriculture remains the primary livelihood for a significant portion of India's population. Comparing MSP to MRP, maximum retail price, sheds light on its pivotal role. While MRP regulates the prices at which consumers purchase goods, MSP safeguards farmers' interests by guaranteeing a minimum price for their crops. This distinction is vital because without MSP, farmers risk falling victim to fluctuating market forces, middlemen exploitation, and unfair pricing practices. It's not just about protecting farmers' income. It's about preserving the backbone of India's agricultural economy. Historical perspective on MSP. The concept of MSP traces back to the 1960s, a pivotal era in Indian agriculture marked by the Green Revolution. It was introduced to incentivize farmers to adopt modern agricultural techniques and ensure food security for the nation. Over the years, MSP evolved into a cornerstone of agricultural policy, providing stability and assurance to farmers amidst economic uncertainties. Political leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, have emphasized the significance of MSP in empowering farmers and bolstering rural economies. However, recent debates and protests have brought MSP under scrutiny, with questions raised about its effectiveness and implementation. Despite the controversy, MSP remains a vital lifeline for millions of farmers across the country. Determining MSP involves meticulous considerations of various factors, such as input costs, market trends, and profit margins. The Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, CACP, plays a pivotal role in recommending MSP based on these factors, ensuring that farmers receive adequate compensation for their efforts. As debates surrounding MSP continue to intensify, understanding its historical context and underlying principles is essential to navigate the complexities of India's agricultural landscape. Expert opinions and reports. Various expert committees and reports have shed light on the importance of MSP and proposed recommendations to enhance its effectiveness. The Abhijit Sen Committee, appointed by the government, emphasized the need to expand the scope of MSP to cover more crops and regions, ensuring broader benefits for farmers across the country. Additionally, the committee stressed the importance of aligning MSP with the rising input costs faced by farmers, advocating for policies that safeguard their interests amidst changing economic landscapes. The Swaminathan Commission, chaired by renowned agricultural scientist Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, provided comprehensive recommendations to revitalize Indian agriculture. One of the key proposals was to calculate MSP based on the comprehensive cost of production, C2, which includes factors like imputed rent and interest on owned land and capital. This approach aimed to provide farmers with a fair and remunerative price that not only covers production costs but also ensures a decent livelihood. Furthermore, the Swaminathan Commission recommended adding a 50% profit margin, C2 plus 50%, to the cost of production to address the income insecurity faced by farmers, especially smallholders. This holistic approach to MSP calculation underscores the Commission's commitment to uplifting farmers' welfare and enhancing agricultural sustainability. Current situation and farmer struggle. In North India, particularly in states like Haryana, farmers are grappling with numerous economic challenges that threaten their livelihoods. The region's agriculture sector is predominantly dependent on crops like wheat and rice, which are subject to fluctuating market prices and increasing production costs. Smallholder farmers, who constitute a significant portion of the agricultural workforce, often face difficulties in accessing credit, modern farming technologies, and adequate infrastructure, exacerbating their financial vulnerability. Additionally, adverse weather conditions, water scarcity, and land degradation further compound the woes of farmers, pushing many into cycles of debt and poverty. Disparities in profitability among farmers are starkly evident, with significant variations based on land ownership and crop choice. Large-scale farmers with extensive land holdings and access to resources tend to fare better economically, enjoying economies of scale and higher bargaining power in the market. On the other hand, small and marginal farmers, who cultivate smaller plots of land and lack access to modern farming techniques, struggle to generate sufficient income to sustain themselves and their families. Moreover, the choice of crops significantly impacts farmers' profitability, with cash crops like cotton and sugarcane often offering higher returns compared to staple crops like wheat and rice. However, these cash crops are also more resource-intensive and susceptible to market fluctuations, increasing the financial risks for farmers. Amidst these disparities, the minimum support price, MSP, plays a crucial role in ensuring fair prices for farmers, regardless of their land size or crop choice. By providing a floor price for agricultural produce, MSP offers a safety net that shields farmers from market volatility and ensures a minimum level of income security. This not only improves farmers' economic well-being but also promotes sustainable agriculture by incentivizing crop diversification and reducing reliance on water-intensive and resource-depleting crops. Government policies and farmers' demands. The 3 farm laws passed by the Modi government have sparked intense debate and controversy since their inception. While proponents argue that the laws aim to liberalize the agricultural sector, promote private investment, and provide more options for farmers to sell their produce outside traditional mandis, critics, including many farmers' unions, have raised concerns about the potential exploitation of farmers by corporate entities and the dismantling of the existing procurement system based on MSP. The laws have been criticized for lacking adequate safeguards to protect farmers' interests, particularly regarding price assurance and dispute resolution mechanisms. Farmers fear that the deregulation of agricultural markets could lead to the erosion of MSP and undermine their bargaining power, leaving them vulnerable to market fluctuations and unfair practices by private buyers. In response to these concerns, farmers have been demanding the legal guarantee of MSP and the complete repeal of the farm laws. The demand for the legal guarantee of MSP stems from the crucial role it plays in ensuring farmers' economic stability and income security. Farmers argue that without a legal guarantee of MSP, they would be at the mercy of private buyers and subjected to price exploitation, ultimately jeopardizing their livelihoods. The ongoing protests by farmers, primarily centered around Delhi's borders, have garnered widespread attention and support, with farmers from various states participating in large-scale demonstrations. Despite multiple rounds of negotiations between the government and farmer unions, a resolution to the deadlock remains elusive, with farmers steadfast in their demands and the government hesitant to concede ground on the contentious issues. Media coverage and public perception. The media coverage of the farmers' protest has been marred by bias and misinformation, with certain sections of the mainstream media accused of towing the government line and portraying the farmers in a negative light. Instead of providing balanced and objective reporting, some media outlets have been accused of sensationalizing events, demonizing protesters, and spreading false narratives to delegitimize the farmers' movement. This biased coverage has contributed to shaping public perception, leading to misconceptions and stereotypes about the motives and demands of the protesting farmers. Furthermore, the lack of nuanced reporting has obscured the complexities of the issue, hindering constructive dialogue and public understanding. In addition to biased media coverage, there have been concerns about the suppression of dissenting voices on social media platforms. Reports of censorship, account suspensions, and content removals have raised questions about the preservation of freedom of expression in the digital sphere. The crackdown on online dissent has stifled open discourse and hindered the ability of individuals to express dissenting opinions or share alternative perspectives on the farmers' protest. This suppression of dissent not only undermines democratic principles but also limits the diversity of viewpoints essential for informed public discourse. Moreover, it highlights the growing influence of powerful interests in shaping online narratives and controlling the flow of information to serve their agendas. In conclusion, the video has shed light on the critical issue of minimum support price, MSP, and the ongoing farmers' protest in India. We've discussed the significance of MSP in ensuring fair prices for farmers and its role in sustaining agriculture. The historical perspective, expert opinions, and current challenges faced by farmers underscore the urgency of addressing their demands for legalizing MSP and repealing the controversial farm laws. As viewers, it's essential to educate ourselves on the complexities of this issue and show support for the farmers' demands for fair prices and dignity. By standing in solidarity with the farmers, we can advocate for policies that prioritize their welfare and ensure a sustainable future for Indian agriculture. Your support, whether through sharing this video, participating in discussions, or joining grassroots movements, can make a meaningful difference in amplifying the voices of farmers and advocating for positive change. Thank you for watching, and we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to support the cause of Indian farmers.